been doing this. For some reason, it's like sticking on the thing. Okay, okay. I don't know if you guys are here yet. Let me see. I was meant to open this up on here. I'm coming live. Okay, let's go. See Monster YK. Okay, I see you guys. Hey, I am Christopher Bell. I am illustrating what is it called? A picture book my wife and I had written and then lost. This is the first seascape, the first background image we've done. I drew this on a live stream and then we've colored it together on a live stream. I am just scanning a couple of images and then we will be ready to go. Okay, I'll just scan one more so I don't need to stand anymore. My scanner is behind the monitor, which is where the camera is, so. Oh, hey, Elstefan. Hi, Oddfud. Oh, crud. I didn't bring a water. Oh, sweet. My scanner just said it wasn't working for the first time. It's never said that before. Okay, well, we'll see. Let's open. Oh, thanks. This is the wife. Oh, thanks. Okay, get out of here. All right. Yeah, so if you've been following along, I illustrated this the other day, and I did the color the other day. And I've gone back in, I've done some more detail. I've illustrated the cloud, the shells. I've taken out some of I actually have it here. You can see like there was a lot more pencil. So I just cleaned up that pencil. You can see here. We drew on the live stream a few days ago some Heidi elephants, or not elephants, octopus. So I took the ones out of this sketch, this seascape sketch, and we will add the other ones that we illustrated the other day in. I did some detail on this background rock or coral reef in this one, and I've also added in some more color and changed where like the sand is and stuff. I don't have the before and afters of that, but I've also added in some detail on the sand on the. Okay, I might have to unplug and plug in my headphones. There's sounds like a problem. All right. Is my vocals staticky at all? I just got a lot of static in my headphones, and sometimes that happens when they're not plugged in, and that makes me wonder, are we getting static from my vocals because it's on the same line? No, it sounds okay? Okay, that's great. Then I don't need to hear anything, so as long as you guys can hear me. Okay, I am just grabbing some of the illustrations we did the other day with the hiding family. So I'm illustrating a picture book my wife and I wrote a few years ago, and then I illustrated it and it was terrible. I had just started illustrating. I think I was literally year one trying to become an illustrator. I illustrated it and it was terrible. Then for the last 5 years, I've been like, I want to re-illustrate this book. I'm so excited to re-illustrate this book. And we could not find it. We had moved in between and we just could not find the book. And so we just found out we have to move in it. That's a different drama, but we just found out we have to move. And in the packing for that, I found the book. And so we are illustrating it together. This is a page. Um, Actually, I'm gonna rescan this. You see how there's like waves in the paper? I'm gonna try to flatten this out and rescan it without the waves. But these are pages that we illustrated on the live stream a few days ago, and now we've scanned them in, and now we're gonna do some color work on them and put them into that seascape here somewhere. We'll probably extend it out to the sides and put it in there. All right. So here we go. We'll take, I think this is mom, or Yeah, I think this is mom. I think aunties and uncles are in the seaweed. Okay, so let's just paste it right in and see how it looks, and we can go from there. Okay, very big. That's not bad. That's probably good. We can shrink it down, or we can just put it in front of other things. Let's expand this out a little bit, this whole picture. I don't know, can you guys see the, no. I'm adjusting the inches and the height. I think we'll make it like 24 inches wide and 12 inches tall. So that'll expand it out quite a bit. And what we can do there is we'll take this background and we will color the top. We'll just go right for it. There we go. And we'll just extend this color thing out this way. Okay, we're going to turn the hardness off because that's causing a lot of slowdown. We don't need that. I'm going to make the brush very sharp so it doesn't have to do any crazy calculations as we're drawing. And then we'll just come back in with the sand when we do the sand color. So I want to be careful not to mess up any of the stuff I've already done. I did do that a little bit here. I'll try better on this side. Oh, hi, Elstefant. Wait, is that... Did we say hi already? Welcome, welcome. Okay. So it does look like there's some... Is that paper? Oh, okay. Okay, okay. I wasn't sure. Okay, yeah, so this should give us enough room. Just kind of cleaning up some other problems I'm noticing. I'll turn these headphones down. They are staticking. There's not even any reason for them to be making noise. Now we'll do the hardness again. I will bust out the pen and we will get in and do some shading to make it look like where the sand and the, you know, it's not sky. The sea meet each other, like looks like that's what is happening in the distance. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. This can all change later, so it's not a, wow, okay, some reason I got red on there. Oh, this rock is relying on the background for some of its color. I did not know that. Okay, well, it's not something we have to deal with right now. That looks good enough. Anyway, it's time to do the, let's add the mom, or whomever this is. I think we will shrink her down, and I think we'll put her kind of, let's do her off to the side. Maybe we don't have to worry about the that rock causing problems. Whoa, hey, oh, that's fine, yeah, there you go. All right, so we kind of know the color palette of what this guy's gonna be. Ask, that's a poll if I've ever heard one. Okay, we'll bring the opacity of the background back down. I think it's somewhere in the 60s. We'll do 75, that looks fine. We'll bring the mom up and on top of stuff, and we will make her multiply. Move her around a little bit, and let's do a little bit of cleanup. What the heck? All right. We're gonna have her arm or her tentacle come out and maybe like extend the, it says I deleted a message. Did you delete a message? Oh, my phone is deleting things. And it's reporting chat. What the hell is going on? Oh man, this is crazy. So sometimes I have my phone up so I can see the stream.
Is there like a water droplet on it or something?
It was on a pair of scissors. Yeah, I guess there's water on it or something. Man, my technology today is not on my friend. How do I undelete this message? I just can't. It just says I'd like to say hi. Oh. Well, Elstefan, I'm sorry. I did not mean to delete your message. I'm having problems today. I'm telling you, there's something wrong. There's gremlins in my machines. Okay, so we'll have her tentacle come out like this, kind of come around the corner, and like merge with the top here. There'll be some suction cups, so we know without a doubt it's the tentacle. Like, obviously the octopus wouldn't show these in real life, but we want the kids to know that what's happening. We have to be a little bit extra obvious than we would be if, you know. Okie dokie. So let's get a white background for mom. Let's get like a canvas to draw on. Okay, wrong button. How is everyone doing today? It's hot here today. I feel like it's hotter today, even though the temperature says it's the same, it feels so much hotter today than it has all week. Oh, who would be the best at camouflage? Okay, I thought I did something because I've been hitting buttons and making my other apps like do crazy things all day. I guess like it's all about it's things that's never happened to me before, and like I started the stream and then immediately it closed, and it was because I had hit a button on my keyboard and it had highlighted something on the streaming software, and then that ended the stream right away. And like stuff like that, and it was just it like I guess I hadn't clicked off of it properly or something. Very weird stuff has been happening about my keyboard today. Okay, so we have mom has a background. Now mom is going to be the same color palette as this thing, as this guy. Let's just grab a square of this and bring it over here while we're working. We'll delete this later. Where'd it go? And it'll just be something that we can like use to try to get some good colors. So we'll do like a cream. I should watch the stream and see what we did. So we'll do like a cream color. Yeah, let's use this like orange creamy color. We'll add a little bit of orange, a little bit of red to it. And it's going to be a little bit, we'll use elephant color brush, which is like a watercolor brush. And let's get some texture down for this, or not some texture, some color down for this. Perfect. This will also get some texture down because this brush is a watercolor brush, so it doesn't just lay on color strict. It does add, it lays it on a little messy on purpose, like as if it's being absorbed into watercolor paper unevenly. And it's not 100% uh, opaque. It has some transparency, so if you layer it, it gets darker. And so we will be utilizing both of those things in order to kind of shape out and make this object, this piece of coral, more interesting. They don't have to be the same color. I kind of would like them to be in the same color family, that they kind of look the same, but it's not like they have to be exact. They can be different. I don't know what kind of coral this is or what this is from. So in real life, maybe they can't be different, but to me, it doesn't have to be exactly the same. It's allowed to be its own person. Okay. That's a good start. Now let's get like a really dark purple. Let's make sure the purple is warm. So we'll get whatever purple we like and we'll move it over to a little red, a little deeper, and now we can come in and really add some shadows, right? Yeah, here we go. So this is not being, the shadow's not being cast by the object in front of it, but we are making it darker just as a way to push it into the background. Our brains see things that are darker and automatically think they're further away. So we're just using that to make these things look further away. So if anything comes in front of it, I just come in and we add like what essentially is a shadow, but it wouldn't be there in real life. It's just because our brains would think it's further away. So that's what we're doing. Monocular depth perception, says the optometrist in chat. Okay, thank you. I knew having an optometrist in chat would be useful one day. Oh, I need to do this. What is this poll? Uh, it just says Squidward. What would be the best at camouflage? Oh, I have an unconventional answer to this. Oh, it says I've already chosen Squidward. God damn it. It's, I don't know why. I didn't choose anything. Okay, so this is starting to have some texture. Let's do the octopus arm here, mom's arm, as purple. I think this will make it blend in, and also kids will be able to tell that it's a mom's arm. I'm adding some shadows in here to kind of give hints and to shape up this top line. I don't want this top line to seem 100% smooth. Like I want it to have some texture, have some roughness. So that's what we're doing. And usually I would let the black lines of the line work of the pencil shine through underneath. Like, but for this one, I'm letting the color that we're painting with overlay on top of those. So because it's not 100% opaque, you're still seeing the lines, but they are getting covered up slowly but surely. I think we can use some yellow and just kind of come in and get where the highlights would be coming from. In this scene, we've decided on previous times that the sun is coming through from this direction. So let's get that. So wherever that would hit, I'm just going to hit some, I'm going to make this a little bit brighter, a little bit whiter, and a little bit less opaque. Opaque? I don't know. A little bit more opaque, a little bit less transparent. So I really messed up. Okay. And so we just did some shadows, and now I'm coming in and I'm doing where the sun would hit it, and I'm just getting some sun. The sun would hit almost all of it, so we're just getting where it would be really bright. And we'll do the same on Mom's arm, so it looks like she's doing a good job mimicking it. All right. I think that's good, and we'll do some big ones where the sun is really hitting the whole thing. I keep accidentally hitting red, and it looks fine, so let's go in with some red, and just no place in particular, just some color variation. This piece has some red in it. Oh yeah, we can use it as a way to show like which direction things are facing. So this is something, when you draw like a cube or, I'll show you. Can we do it here? Sure. So when you draw like a cube, a box, whatever it is, and you're doing a three-dimensional thing, oh my gosh. What the heck? Okay, wait, okay. You're doing a three-dimensional thing. These three sides are going to be different colors. So if you have your sun, even if your sun is coming from like this way, and so in theory it might hit these two sides the same, you have to make your three sides different colors. So you'd make this one the lightest color, the front-facing one. So we're going to leave that one white. Then you do the next one. Let me find my pencil. Flat pencil, gray. You do the next one slightly darker, because even though it's the same further away. Oh, hey Riley, I do remember you. It's from like a week ago. Because it's on the top, your brain wants it to be lighter because light comes from above in our world, so it helps to sell the illusion. And then the side will be darker than the other one. The either two. And then in doing it this way, I've made it a little messy, but I think you can see. In doing it this way, now it feels more 3D. I wish it was more straight, but you get it. I didn't do an excellent job, but there, that's a little bit better. Yeah, so that's, I use this principle in all of my art, so it's important to remember. You can break the rule, it's not like hard and strict. Oh, I don't have any music. I, yeah, actually I think I can. Um, that's a good idea. Let me play this little thing first, which is my intro, which I forgot to do earlier. And then I can open up an audio source Hang on. Did it play?
Friendly bearded
There.
illustrator.
He's mustachioed?
Oh, that's great, G. I'm glad it worked out for you. So yeah, I can add an audio source. You guys can't see this. I'm messing around with OBS. I'm going to call it background music. I'll say loop and I'll browse, see how long. I bought a bunch of music to use in streams and stuff, and then promptly never remembered to use it ever. So I bought it because I was making a video game with a friend, which is just on hold for now. We might get back up to it. I'm sort of saying that to make myself feel better. But yeah, there was like a bunch of music that we were allowed to use for anything. And so here we go. Glitch in the Orchestra, Land of the Ashes. Hmm. Glitch in the Orchestra. This is what we're going for today. If it's good, you guys tell me it's good. Speed 100%. Use hardware decoding when available. Yeah. Close file when active. Never. Show nothing when playback ends. Okay, let's try it. Is it too loud? Okay, that looks like maybe a little too quiet. That looks about right. I can't hear it, but I can see. All right. Not yet, Riley, but keep showing up. We'd love to have you. And it's not a no. We don't need mods quite yet. And we're not very experienced, so we don't want to add mods when we don't know what we're doing. But listen, we really appreciate it. It warms my heart that you want to be a mod. No problem. Have fun with your brother. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, so now we'll add some pink. I definitely want to... I feel like we need some texture. So I'm gonna grab I did a dark purple already. I'm gonna grab a very dark pink, and I'm gonna make it big, and I am going to make it pencil-y so it has a lot of texture built in. And then you can see as I even overlap them, they're getting more texture, and I'm just gonna kind of be aggressive because I feel like this is not looking as textury as I want it to. It doesn't have as much going on. And I don't want it to look too inorganic. Okay. It's funny because I always used to spend so much time trying. Whoa. All right, I guess. So much time. Whoop, I'm on eraser. Let me Control Z. I accidentally overdrew the octopus arm. Trying to make sure I had absolutely no mistakes and everything looked like really perfect. And I recently decided, like, you can't do it that way. You're not going to ever get enough drawings done to... It took me 10 times as long to do an illustration for, like, not even more value, really. Like, people liked them both about the same, and it was just me who noticed all the mistakes and stuff. And so, thank you, Oddfud. That's really nice of you to say. And that's when I rip off my face and I reveal I'm actually a robot, and I'm like, I have finally passed the Turing test. Yeah, and it's a really hard place to judge, right? Like, I didn't know that I was doing extra work that only I could see or only I could care about, or that only I cared about. Like, because you know, I look at my art, I look at art constantly with a very discerning, critical eye, and because of that, I'm very critical of art, right? I think a lot of artists, a lot of people who draw on a regular basis, who do this kind of thing, are, right? Like, it just makes sense that you're more critical of art than the average person. You you know, just like a television, like a movie director is going to be more critical of how movies are made than an average person. It's the same if you're an artist. But because of that, I was seeing problems in my work that the average person was just never going to see. Oh, I like it, but it's a little too bright. There we go. I like that. Okay, well, we'll come in with some of that, like, peachy orange. If I can find a good one. There we go. We'll come in with this peachy orange, and we'll do some more highlights, because the highlights I let get washed out by making everything a little bit more transparent to lighten it up, which I think was the right choice. This looks more natural, and we got to get a lot of that texture and stuff in. But yeah, it washed out some of the highlights. They're not as saturated, they're not as visible, so I'm just going to come in and redo some of that on top. I like that a lot. We'll do it. We haven't really been doing the octopus arm, so we'll come in with the highlights for that. We'll probably color that separately when we do the mom's head. Okay. I also want to make sure that it is working to separate these like folds. So I'm going to do it in front of anywhere that is in front of something. I'm going to throw some of this orange down as a way to, like I said, separate it out. Okay. Okay, pretty good. And now we'll do some really dark purple, like almost black. And then with the transparency, because add black. There we go. So, like, let me show you what this color looks like. So this is what the color looks like normally. But then what we're going to do is we're going to take a pencil and we're going to put it on nice and light, and we're going to have it on somewhere like this. And then as we layer it, oops, the purple is going to start coming through. All right. And it's better to do this than do just black, because just black is going to darken whatever is there. But shadows themselves have like a certain, especially in paintings, maybe not as much in real life, but they have a certain quality, a certain texture to them, a certain, because it's whatever the texture or the quality of the light is transferred into shadow. Like the shadow from a street light is going to look different from the shadow from a sun. And so because we can't capture movement in a painting, I mean, we can capture the illusion of movement, but we're not making anything actually move. It's hard to capture the texture of a shadow. So instead, we can capture the color of a shadow. And I mean, it also has texture, or not. Okay, not bad. Yeah, I don't hate it. There's some stuff I really think needs some more work. Like, why is this so light in this area? Okay. Yeah, we'll come back to it after. This is pretty good. It's always good to stop at some point. Let's get a little bit of sand in front of it. There we go. And we'll add some actual. We avoided this problem on the other one, but we can go in and add some actual, like, interaction between the base and some sand. Like this one would be further back than this one. This one would be closer even still. And then, you know, it's not probably straight up and down, so like there's a little bit of that. A little bit of peaks, a little bit of piling up on the side. This is just how sand is. And then we'll come in with the sand shadows, which I did this color because that's the inverse of the sand color. And we just come in and well, okay, I didn't get the sand. Okay, we come in. Perfect. With the sand, complementary inverse color. And we just kind of add some shadows, which creates some texture, sort of fine shapes, things that our brain sees. We rely on, like, what is it called? Pareidolia here. And like we let our brain kind of imagine where these peaks and valleys would be in the sand based on what is there, the tiny little hints, anything like that. And so there you go. And then that doesn't have to stay super clean. I feel like I almost always overdo it with the shadows when I'm first going down on there. So I just come back in with the eraser and sort of clean it up. Oh, God bless you, Sapley. You know, that's what my mom always said when somebody burped. And I just realized that's probably a weird thing my mom did. Oh look, you can see some transparency down here. I wonder what that is. Genuinely. Is it just there's no white at the end of this? That's pencil. What is this? Yeah, okay, we're just gonna paint some white over here. Okay, or black, whatever. Yeah, so I just realized the edge of this painting is a little... I didn't notice it before when we were first getting it all together. Ooh, comic book version. Because of the, like, halftone pattern. Man, to do halftone pattern in Photoshop is like a little complicated. I do it sometimes because it's worth it, but It's a little complicated. I don't know what... We don't have anything to use it for. Otherwise, I'd do it now. Okay, and then, I don't know, this is just the edge of the scan lines, I guess. Hey. Get the white in again. There we go. Yeah, for sure. I think it looks great, actually, yeah. Oh, that's the mom. Okay, that's the shadow. We're gonna come in and do some more shadow for the sand now that we've extended it out. Actually, we'll do that later. We'll leave that. We'll leave that for later. For later, human. Later, Chris Bell. Okay, and let's get the mom. We do want her sort of popping out. So we want people to be able to see her, like, and see that she's a mom. She's like an octopus. She's part of the octopus tribe. So we could just do pink. This is too bright. We'll have to make this lighter, but we can get it down. We could do pink to start and go from there. All right, take care, Sapley. Thanks for stopping in. Always appreciated. Always good to see you. Yeah, I mean, I've already started. We're starting with pink. And then we'll move on from there. Okay. It's okay. This is looking not bad, not bad. There's a little bit of over when I did the background white to have the mom have like a canvas on so that we'd be able to get like fresh, bright colors. I did a little like over painting. So there's a little too much white on the edge. Okay, I got it all. I think that's everything. Back to the mom. We'll clean up some of this pencil. If we clean it up a little bit, that way we get to keep it also. We get to keep some of it. I might... Let's make her head symmetrically shaped. So we'll go in, embrace that, we'll grab a black pencil, and we'll just kind of fill in there. You should always turn the page to be able to draw in the shape that your hand feels most comfortable drawing in. This is, now that I'm looking at it up and down, that's nowhere near even. We'd have to come in like that to make it even. And even that would be a little bit, well, let's do it. Why not? There's no... There's no downside. I mean, it's a little bit more work. But when I do like fancy illustrations that are just meant to be sold as illustrations or put on greeting cards, and like the illustration is super, I really showcase, I try to make the pencils be a big part of it. And because of that, you can sort of sometimes tell when there's digital compared to the physical hand-drawn ones. And so I'm always hesitant to switch out hand-drawn lines for digital lines. But on this piece, because the pencil work is often even getting covered up and hidden away, and it's not front and center at all, I don't think it actually matters that much. I think it's better to have it look correct and be digital than look a little weird and be a physical drawing and maintain that consistency. There's a choice that has to be made there. This is not bad. Hey, Just Money. How are you? Good name. Okay, we will paint the eyes of Mom white, because if we erase it and then we do something else and we change, then it'll be whatever is the background color. But if we paint it white, then it'll always be white. Good, good. Yeah, this is early for me to do streaming, and I've only been live streaming this kind of stuff for a week, I guess now. So I'm still getting used to it, but I'm doing good. I like it. We just added music today. I don't know if we can hear it. I think people have said you can hear it, but yeah, I had a kid's book my wife and I wrote and drew years ago, and then I lost it. Oh, well, thanks for stopping in. If you subscribe, you'll see me do another one. Bye. Yeah, what egg could be no. Because you're like, if you say unscramble an egg, right, then let's see. An egg would be, is it A-N-E-G-G? And if you assume you're saying, can you unscramble an egg, then this might be a scrambled word, right? But what kind of word has two G's and... Yeah, so, but no, I can't. I'm terrible at anagrams. Is that the right answer? Oh, welcome back, Riley. We are doing the eyes of the lovely Mrs. Blub. Miss, I don't know. I'm not her mom. I think we'll do... I didn't mean for this to be her eye color, but that's what it is. I meant for this to be the background color and have it be much lighter, but I think blue eyes for someone who lives in the sea is kind of nice. Okay. Draw in the reflection. Oh, do octopus eyes look crazy? I mean, I'm probably gonna leave it like this, but I'm curious. Aw, that's pretty good. Did the music stop? No, it's playing. Yeah, it should be playing. Yeah, if it's not playing, there's some... Okay, it's there. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't watch very many live streams, and a lot of the ones I do are like drama or reaction, like not like Reddit reacts or something. So I don't know if music is normal for a drawing stream, but it's probably smart to do. And I mean, I have this music that I'm allowed to put on YouTube, so that is really helpful. I don't know who the oh, Sapley, maybe? All the funny guys are gone. It's just me, the unfunniest of guys. Okay, we're gonna do a little erasing of some of the side stuff on Mom's eyes. Actually, let's erase her eyelashes and put those in ourselves after. Do that, we'll do this, do this guy. Kind of bring it all, just clean it all up. Bring that in. Okay. Now we'll go back to the eye, wherever that is. I need to start organizing the layers. I'm at like too many layers. Ah. Okay. Oh, Nasir. Hey, no problem. It's better to rest and take care of yourself. Okay, not bad. I'm not going to get too crazy about the shape of the eyes, although I am tempted to. I'll just put some eyelashes on. We'll do 3. And which way do eyelashes go? Up. We'll do 3. Okay, I'm going to flip this upside down. And we'll call it a day. For the mom's face, it's for the eyes. Where's the mom's? There we go. Just do a little tiny bit of cleanup. And now we did scan in. Is it the dad? Well, here, let's look. We have, that's a blank. That's what we're working on. What's this? Ah, yes, we do have the dad. So we can cut him out and add him in. He is just hiding directly in the sand. And you know what? Seeing the sand with like actual pencil lines on it as the like texture makes me really want to put pencil lines on the texture of the one we're working on. This is something I didn't do on the last one. I'm going to adjust the levels so you guys will see as basically it limits how many colors and what the range of the colors is to try to get rid of some of the mid-tone grays and make the things that are supposed to be blacker and make the things that are not supposed to be drawn on at all white and like get rid of them. So there we go. How is the music, Nasir? We decided to add it at a special request. I have some video game music that I can use royalty free. Oh, that's great. That's great. I can't hear it today. I have to listen to it later. Yeah, it's called Glitch Orchestra. We chose it together. Well, we just chose it based on the name. We didn't choose it. Really. Okay. Just want to come in and get rid of some of these ones before we move him over to... Actually, should we move him over and then color him? That was like... Did that work? Or should we just color him here? Let's move him over. Whoa. Oh, we should do her lips and like maybe put a bow on her or something. There we go. We'll do her lips as the same color of her eyes. Yeah, forgive me for being more too old, but I'll have to Google it and check it out. See what, like... I was hearing people say... Actually, I don't know. I was gonna... Never mind. Something about TikTok. We don't need to talk about TikTok. That's not what right here is for. Oh, not bad. A little uneven, but that's okay. Let's get a black outline. I think that might look good on this. So we'll pull a black pencil and we'll get right in there. I guess. Yeah, if this is too intense, we can always make it a little bit closer to nude by altering the color. I guess we'll give her, now that she has the smile, we should give her some teeth. We've made her human. Okay. So there's all sorts of tricks and stuff with teeth. You don't want to like draw teeth because that looks weird. So instead, oh, thank you so much. I am older than 20. But I appreciate it. So instead we'll just do a line, and I think we won't even connect it all the way at the ends as a way to like... Okay. No, that looks worse. We'll have it connected at the ends. Let's see. No. Okay, we'll get it. So one thing you can do is you just do the top teeth, right? You come across, you do the top teeth, and you just have the bottom teeth either just hinted at or just not there. And that looks much more natural. It's easier to make it look natural than having the whole two mouths, two teeth sets. And then you can even do, like I said, just have the bottom teeth come up like that. No, that's not too bad. I think we're gonna leave that. I think that's where we are with the mom. Yeah, I keep forgetting to look into it, but I will look into it, and we'll see what, if we can, not like if we can possibly make you a mod. I'm sure we can figure out how to make you a mod, but like what that would mean for us and all that. Okay, Dad, that's an interesting place to go. We'll put Dad. Keep accidentally changing the ratio. We can put Dad just like right here. I think that's funny. Let's do it. Actually, I've decided he should probably go in the back more because he's kind of small and we want him to be small because he's far away, not be small because he's small. I'm just gonna kind of erase some of this. Yeah, you can see I've even like drawn in the horizon where I was like, he needs to be far away. So we're gonna erase Dad's white that's outside of the outline, outside of the character, instead of painting a white background to then paint on top of, which is kind of like gessoing your canvas. Can I go to watch this video? Yeah, take your time. Highness here. Do you. Please, please. I really appreciate your support. It's really great having you here. Thanks. Yeah, you're helping us out a lot. There we go. Yeah, so I try not to do this kind of thing on stream where I go in and I erase when I'm like just kind of doing something like detail oriented and like really focused, but this is where we are today. It's calming. I like doing it. People like to watch. Oh, if you guys have been here, I released the tardigrades short today. So a few streams ago, we colored a tardigrade that I had drawn earlier in the day, a set of tardigrades with balloons, and people helped choose the balloon color. I don't remember who was there when we did it, but yeah, she's here. She produces. I laugh, but it's just true. Well, she helps produce. I think that's the proper. Man, I draw a comic every day. I think I've said this before. And one of the things you have to do when you draw comics is you have to choose, if they're going to speak, you have to choose like what they're going to say and how they're going to speak. Right? Because you have to. There's choices to be made there. So I used to just do this, where you'd have them speaking and you would just do like a line and then the words. Recently, I still do that, but then I do the words, and then if I'm feeling up to it, I can kind of get a circle going and do like the traditional circle. Yeah, I think although we appreciate the offer, at this moment we are not in need of any extra mods. I will still look into it and read up on it and see like if it's safe for everybody, what's allowed, etc. And it is a possibility in the future, but at this moment we are not looking for extra mods. But I really, really appreciate your offer. I know you're just trying to help out. And it sounds like you would make a good mod. You're responsible and you have a lot of channels you moderate. Whoa. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping in. It's always good having you. All right. All right. Time is... Okay. So, it's coming together. I think... Oh, welcome back, Nasir. Feeling pretty good about this dad octopus hiding in the sand. When I did it and it wasn't on the sheet and it wasn't in the sand and it wasn't in the environment, and we were just kind of doing it on the fly, I was not sure about it. I felt a little But seeing it now, seeing it on the page with everybody in the sand itself, I think it's good. I'll probably stream for another half an hour. We'll see if we get into the flow with the dad. I think we'll keep going, but half hour to an hour. I won't do more than an hour from now, probably. I'm not gonna. I'll say not probably. If we're still going strong in an hour, we'll call it a day. Okay, so I'm going to... Oh, thanks so much, Steffi. Or Elstefan. Sorry. I thought you were the other elephant. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to grab out anything that I want to be a line in the sand. I'm going to duplicate the layer I'm working on. And then I'm going to delete from one layer what I have highlighted. And then I will delete from the other layer everything else. And now I have two layers, one that is the stuff that I highlighted, and one that is everything else. And then what I can do with that is the layer that is the stuff that I highlighted, I can make multiply. And then the lines will go into the page instead of being on top. Go into the color instead of being on top. What I sometimes do is then duplicate even the layer, the other one, and multiply that, and just kind of lighten it up. So that way you still get the white background, but then you also get all the lines extra, so it looks nice and solid on the... Is this the white background? Yeah. We won't do that yet. But that is an option. Right now we'll just leave this one so we can clean up these lines without having to do it twice, right? Because if we had already duplicated the layer and everything, then when we cleaned up these lines here, we'd have to then clean them up on the one we duplicated. So we'll do this one first, and then we'll duplicate it. And right now I'm actually just painting white over top. We could erase, but, oh, the white I'm painting is not actual white. Oh, it is. It doesn't look it. But I think this works. This is better for what we're doing here, because we don't actually want it to not exist. We want it to be white so we can paint other things on top of it. I'm gonna leave the dad's eyes slanted like this. Like all over to one side, cattywampus, and I think the dad can have brown eyes. I'm gonna start doing color. Let's do the mustache first. I think I don't know if this is the right color red, but let's do this one. We can always change it after. This will give us something to check out. Hey Fabs, welcome, welcome. Good to have you. We're streaming a little early today. I know we were a little late yesterday, so we're somewhere in between. We're doing the mom and the dad octopus, and I think the aunties and uncles octopus is on deck. I'm gonna change the color of this just a little bit for the side hair. And I think for this I'm just gonna be scribbly like this. I feel like that really works for side hair. Yeah, do you like the music? Someone suggested it, and I was like, oh, I can do that. I'm not 100% sold, but I'm not against it either. All right. Dad looks pretty daddy. Whoops. Daddish. Okay. All right. So, okay, yeah, I want it a little darker. It doesn't have to be that red. Let's do that. A little darker. Oh, we can make it like a crazy color. We can make it teal gray. Or like, because he's an octopus, let's do that. Let's make it this color. And we'll come in with some cyan and give him some highlights here. So there's this really interesting thing. If you work with colors every day, you're an interior designer, or you're a graphic designer like I am, or an illustrator like I'm trying to be, or you just study colors every day, you're an art history teacher, or you're, did I say interior designer? Or you're a nail polish tech, right? Or you paint your nails all the time, or you're constantly doing your makeup, or you're constantly painting houses. If you do these things, yeah, it's Blublub's dad, then you learn more colors. That makes perfect sense. Like, obviously you learn more colors if you do these things. The thing that I think is crazy is you also can see more colors. So if you do a job where you are looking at colors all the time and you're learning different colors all the time, then when you get tested on how many colors you can see and identify and separate out from like a group of a big blob of different colors, you can see more of them. You can better identify and better take out different colors. So if that's for the music, yeah, so we have to use like very specific royalty-free music, so we only have a handful. But at some point in the future, we can show you some of the other music we have, or you'll have seen some in the rotation, and then there will be like, you can make choices that way. But as of right now, no, it's just this, it's just what we got. I don't know what that means. I can do this guy. How do oh yeah. I can dance to it on this, like this. Does that work? And then I'm just dancing to the background music. All right, yeah, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. Okay. I'm just gonna add some pencil lines to Dad's hair. I think to really like, it doesn't have to be fully outlined or whatever, but I think having some lines in there will bring a little bit more attention to it, will really sell that it's hair, and like you won't get confused because it's a different color or whatever than normal hair. And we'll do the same with the mustache. Just a few kind of like little lines, because we've sort of colored over the outline, which is great. I'd prefer to have the outline be mostly covered over. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. This is the equivalent to Mom's lipstick. This is Dad's mustache. Okay, I think this Dad looks pretty great. And we'll just make his mouth, you know, this. I guess we could try to have him pursing his lips, which would mean like that this isn't his mouth shape. His mouth shape would be like a little bit. Yeah, okay, I think we can get this. I think we can get the mouth shape to be more shh and less smile, open smile. All right. I like that. I think it's coming together. Now the Dad, we said in the drawing that the Dad is sand colored. In the book, in the writing, that the Dad is sand colored. So we are going to make the Dad sand colored. I think that's basically the only option. Okay. A little, get that right there. All right. Okay. I'm trying to think exactly what sand colored is going to mean. So I think we can start with like a kind of neutral-ish gray-brown. Like this. And that actually works with the texture too. I'm trying to keep it really light. Trying not to color over too many things. Oh. And we'll come back and do another run to sort of add texture all over instead of just where it connected. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm not hating it. Come in and just where we've accidentally overcolored, we'll undercolor. There we go. Okay. I appreciate that, you letting me know. If it's not family friendly, if you could ban yourselves, or at least put yourselves on timeout, I'd appreciate it. I'm totally. Yeah, I don't know, Mitad. Oh, Russo, that's Russian probably. Yeah, mostly. Yeah, I don't mind people having different conversations. The only concern that I would have at all is like if you guys were two random people, then I would have some concern that it wouldn't be family friendly, right? And like I don't want um and then I wouldn't be able to moderate it. But no, I'm not worried about you guys. You guys are the team. That's not bad. That's not a bad color for Dad, eh? I think we can add a little bit of texture. We'll come in with this yellow. I think yeah, we'll come in with this. This is the eraser. There's something going on. I mean, there's been something going on all day with me. My brushes, even the settings for my brushes are getting like reset. This was just 100 opacity, 100 flow, no pressure control. And like, what? Why would you do that? That's crazy. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Come with a little red. Oh yeah, that's great. She's who I want to, who I would want to sound like. All right. I think Dad's looking good. We'll do his tentacles and then whatever else is left. His other tentacle, I guess. So we'll do his tentacles, like I said. Now I have, I didn't even hear it. I didn't even play it. I just saw the little guy, who I guess is me. I just saw little me dancing, and now I have friendly bearded illustrator stuck in my head. I can't believe how stupid catchy that is. Somebody was like, we were messing around and we were like, oh, we should do, like maybe one day we'll do an intro, maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do that. And then I was watching like a very successful YouTuber, I cannot remember who it was, so maybe not that successful. But I was watching a very successful YouTuber, and he was mad because I guess he was like sick and tired of everybody trying to sell like how to be successful on YouTube. And then it being just like dumb stuff. And listen, I totally agree. I think there's some serious moral implications if you make a video that's like how to be successful on YouTube, or you sell a series. It's not if you make a video, that's fine. But if you sell a series or something, that's like how to be successful on YouTube. Because like you can't say how to be successful on YouTube. The best you can say is how I was successful on YouTube. And like you shouldn't be selling that, right? And so he put out a big list of all the things that he did to become successful on YouTube, and the stuff that he had talked to other people that they did, and where it overlapped, and just like a nice big text file and stuff all about the different things you should do to be successful on YouTube, or TikTok, or Facebook, or whatever, the whole thing, the whole social media. And I read it, and one of the top things, he was like, you should have an intro, like 1 to 3 second intro for all of your shorts, all of your videos, like it feels silly, but you need something, you want something to like break up the scroll, like people to know, like, oh, this is the, like, even before their brains know, you want their brains to know, or before they consciously know, you want their brains to know that like they're about to watch a thing that they like, if they like you. And then that way they stop without you know, without even thinking about it. They stop scrolling and then they're watching your video. And so we made Friendly Bearded Illustrator, and oh man. Okay, I think Dad's looking pretty good. We have to fix this mustache problem. Okay. Fix this. Okay. I'm gonna add in some black outlines. I want to come in here and get some of this. What is this? Multiply. Yeah, this is right. Okay. I want to separate this out from the background, which is just more of Dad. It's not like the background. And so I'm making a nice thick black line. It's sort of falling into the mouth, which is okay because it's going to continue down outside of there. But yeah, I really want something to make sure we know that this is not part of the Dad's face behind him. This is sitting on top of that, in front of it. This is something, when you're working in flat media like this, it's important to constantly be thinking about and managing the 3D aspects of it, right? If you were working in like Blender or something like that, you could change something 3D. You could change the shape of. Hang on, I'm looking for where his. You could literally change like if it was in front of it or not, right? There's a black part right here. I'm trying to see where it is. It's here. Okay. That doesn't have to be there. Okay. That's here too. Yeah, but since we're working in a 2D flat just drawing, we need to always be thinking about if things actually look like they're in front of other things or if they just look like they're touching or what. So like here, you see these two tentacles, like we have not done the work to separate these out into two different distinct 3D shapes. You can see if you follow this that this one comes in front of the bottom one and then behind it here. So that's actually like kind of an interesting thing that's going on. But we need to like make sure people know, to make sure we know what's going on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make, so for me, in my line art, I always do, sorry, I don't know if this black actually got black. Okay, it did. I always do thicker lines for the things that are in front, thicker, blacker lines for the things that are in front. I forget which artist was talking about this when they were talking about doing comic illustration, but that's where I got that from, is from comic illustration, which is something I studied a lot. I was trying to, I thought maybe, and maybe I still will sometime in the future, do comic book illustration. What a great job. I right now would take any illustration job because that's all that, at this point, I've become an illustrator. I feel like I'm competent and I could do an illustration job. And so that's what I want to do. And so I'm going to start applying. This book is, I'm going to use it as a way to, basically as a portfolio or a resume once I finish this book up. And see now, I've only done the bare minimum where I've made this line thicker here and this line thicker the other place. We can actually even take some of this thickness out. Oh, no, we can't. Okay, we'll figure that out later. I'm going to figure it out now. There we go. And by doing that, whoops. Oh, this is supposed to be white. Shoot. Okay, it's white. And just by doing that, you can already see this feels like it's in front of it, and this one also here, and it feels like it's behind it here. And that's before we've even gotten to the color and the the other shading that we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to do some color. We have one of the things we did over in the face to give him some shadow was we just did a little red. So we're going to do that here with the arms. And we're going to use a pencil, so it's going to look, instead of being like a light shading, it's going to look like, whoops, this is supposed to be lines, like some texture. So him coming out of the sand is another spot where we'll add some shadow so we can tell he's coming out of the sand. And now we'll do the same here. We did a little bit before. You can see there's a little red there. We're just going to do a little bit more. And we might even come back with a purple or a black and sort of reinforce that. And then here we're just doing the same thing. We're just doing a little shading, a little faux shadow. And now it's really starting to look like one's in front, one's behind. So now we're going to also grab my flat pencil. We're going to also grab some yellow, which highlights. I'm just kind of put that on the spots that are supposed to be in front. And there we go. Now it really has some more 3D shape there. I think we could do better on this bottom one. It's I think it could just use some more. And while we're at it, we might as well do this one again. Just add a little bit extra. A secondary shadow color makes the shadow look deeper, and you can do a little bit on the inside here, kind of give it a journey from going from the back to the front, because that's what's happening. Sort of have it get less and less in the background as it goes in the spiral. Okay. Yeah, you can see even from a distance. Okay. Now you can see even from a distance, you can really tell they're two different shapes and one's in front of the other and where that is happening. So I'm noticing here that even far away we can see the white around the outside of this. So I'm just going to come in and give that a quick erase. Wait. Okay, yeah. Don't want to erase the pencil lines, so I'll have to be a little careful. There we go. And we do have some color overlay. You can see that, or over, what would be like overspray. Just goes outside of where it should be. For now, that's fine. It might not make a difference. If it does make a difference, we will come clean it up later. I try not to be too perfect, because I feel like the temptation for me digitally is to be very, very perfect, and that's not healthy, and it also doesn't make the art look good. So I prefer to be a little messy. It makes the art look more organic, more real. A lot of this is done non-digitally also, so because of that there's imperfections and stuff already in the art, and if you have like the imperfections of pencil and scanning it in and having all those problems that get introduced with each step of that process, and then like your color and your extra line work are all like super mathematically precise, then that juxtaposition looks funny. You don't want that. It brings attention to it. You don't want to bring attention to something extraneous to what you're already trying to bring attention to, right? So this is something I was just learning the other day while I was reading a story about Picasso. And fascinating stuff. If you want to hear some crazy art stories, Picasso's pretty good. He was an art thief, but they didn't know it. But also, he was arrested for stealing the Mona Lisa, but he didn't steal that. But then when he died, they found in his house pieces of art stolen from other museums that were less popular. Oh yeah, the white, even without the white, that looks much better. And we can just come in. I do think the overcolor here does look a little much, so we can just come in and kind of blend that out. Yeah, so they found like some statues that had been robbed from a museum and just like basically taken in broad daylight. Some other stuff that had been gone, like clay vessels and stuff like that. And the thought is he just would go in and there would be a big hullabaloo, and he would have one of his friends just walk out with it while he was there, and then they would drop it off at his house. We don't know exactly if that's what happened. So he might have been an innocent bystander to all the stolen art he had in his house, and he just would have been the crime, whatever that crime is, in possession of stolen goods. I think that looks great. I think Dad really fits into the painting. I think we'll have to actually, like, this gives so much that I think we're gonna have to rethink Mom. Not that she's bad, but this compared to that, that's not great. So what we can do is we can take out Mom. We'll take out all of that. We will take out the face because we already have a copy of that. And this will help us see what we're missing. Oops. I think maybe she could use like a bow or something, but let's try this first. Okay. Is there stuff? Yeah, there's some on the outside. Let's clear that. Sometimes it's better to lift your pen more often when you're doing digital, because then if you do have to undo, it'll be less of an undo. Like if you make a mistake, it'll just have been really recent, instead of like if you like erase this whole thing with one pen stroke really delicately, and then at the last second you're like whoops, then that'll look bad. And if you do undo, it'll undo the whole darn thing. So Okay. While we're here, I'm gonna fix this head shape. I feel like we gave her a little bit of a pointy head. We don't need to do that. We can give her a rounder head, like Blub Blub and like the dad. Okay. We get a better pencil. It took me a really long time to start using different pencils in real life. So just to use basically whatever the default, or it's not even whatever the default is, whatever I thought was the default pencil, that's what I would use. Right? And so like mostly that was like a number 2, and then my favorite regular number 2 was like a Ticonderoga. So my pencil was basically always a number 2 Ticonderoga, which is fine. And then I got into mechanical pencils because it just made more sense. And then that was still like number 2 or HB, which is basically the same. And I got what I thought was the default, which is like a 0.7 millimeter. And then my wife like pushed me to try different millimeters and different pencils, and she was like, you're just using one thing. How do you know what you like if you're only ever using one thing? And that was a good question. And so I started trying other things. And now I really, really like a pencil that's 5.5 millimeter and 2.05. I said 0.7 and it's 0.05 and 0.07. And 2B, like a double black. Okay, this is still a little... Oi, oi, oi. But you just have to stop eventually. So... there we go. That's what it is. That's Mom for now. Okay, so we have to choose some proper color and some proper texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip her around so we're pulling towards me comfortably. I'm going to pull it down and towards me. And that way I can do this kind of like long, quick, it's not super long, but this long, quick stroke. Usually if I do quick strokes like that, it'll be like this. So that's why I'm calling it long. Shoot. I didn't mean to do it on the white layer. It's so warm here, my seltzer is warm. I just opened it, it feels like. Okay, we'll let Mom have her own layer of color. And that'll actually be good in case we want to do anything crazy to it later, or we want to recolor it. We won't have to... oh, she has her own layer of color somewhere. It doesn't matter, doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going to pull it down towards the top of her head like this. And I'm going to give that one layer, basically. And this will also help show the shape of her head, because the lines will naturally follow, well, they won't naturally, I will draw the lines so that they follow the shape of her head, and then our brains will naturally understand those lines following that shape as a 3D shape, because that's how lines work in real life. Okay. Now we will do the same, but from the other direction. And this will allow me to do a little bit more detailed work, like more, I'll do very long strokes, sort of tie the whole thing together, and it'll allow me to get some more color down in different areas, because it's harder to get color at the end of the stroke because you're lifting your pen. That's true even digitally. So you'll get, so the edges of your work, or the edges of the area you're coloring, will often have lighter color because you go right up to the edge and then you start lifting your pen. Otherwise, you'll color over, right? You don't want to do that. Okay. So you have to give a lot of attention, special attention to the edges of the work. This is why I like to work in color on different layers in digital, so you can come in and I can just erase this layer here where I've overcolored. Oh look, the green for some reason doesn't, well, we'll figure that out later. But also, if I was doing that in real life, I would tape it off or use, I've never used this, but I hear this works, masking fluid, where you basically paint it on. I have used something like masking fluid. I've just used rubber cement to do that job, and it works okay. I don't really do a lot of wet watercolor painting, although that's something I really would like to get into. So masking tape or cutting like little independent little stickers or something like that has always worked for me. Okay, I think this is a good start for the color. Let's do a really dark purple again, and we'll get her some shadows coming out of this. Just coming out of her hole here. And I'm because of what I was just talking about before, with the color being hardest to do towards the edges of a piece, I am actually starting below the line the whole time, so that when we see the color hitting the mom like this, it's already full, it's a full stroke, it's not the start of a stroke. And in doing that, you'll get a much more even color, and it'll start right at the edge. There won't be like a build-up from the start. And you can either mask that out with like this tool, right? And I'll show you how to do that in a second. Or you can just do it and then come in with a solid eraser like that and just erase right along the edge, right up to the line. And as long as you're doing it up to a line or edge, then it shouldn't look too weird, even a sharp line. Yeah, looks pretty good. Yeah, what I was saying before is you can take this highlight tool and you can highlight something. It's not called highlight, lasso, it's called the lasso tool. So you can lasso something. Come on, lasso, here we go. And here, we'll just lasso this. We'll do it roughly. My pen is slipping, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and end it. And then if you hold shift, you can continue to add to it. This is most programs, you hold shift or control, or there'll be some button or some toggle switch somewhere that'll allow you to, instead of starting a new one, add to the one you were already working on. And that makes this much easier because now you also have the option to remove. So if we had, for instance, accidentally had this in here, and now we're like, well, I don't actually want to be painting on there, we can come in and remove that. And there we go. Now we can adjust back and forth until we get exactly what we want. Okay, we're about 10 minutes till done. So now I can paint out here, and I can't paint out here. All of my strokes are going to be inside of, even if I stroke all the way through, it'll only be inside of highlighted area. So now this is going to be the light. I have to look. Where's the mom? Okay. So the light, I can't draw it there. The light is coming down like from this direction. Can you see that? That's the direction of the light. So I guess basically right here and here. Yeah. So I'll get that. I don't have to worry about over coloring and staying on the lines because I cannot even possibly draw outside of the lines. And we have to remember that this isn't a 2D shape, so it's also going to be on all of the sphere that would be pointing in that direction, or the 3D shape of the mom that would be pointing in that direction. That's why I've come so far down to the center of the head here, is because this would be in shadow, all this part, but this would all catch the light. It's a little strong on the light, so I'm just going to come back in with some ink and just sort of undo it. I wish I had done it now as a separate layer, but that's okay. Can't win them all. There we go. And now I'm going to do this dark red. I'm going to grab the dark purple I had used before for this under color, and I'm going to move it over to red. And then I'm going to use that to do the same thing except as the light, except for the shadow. There we go. And I'm using very light strokes. I have the pressure sensitivity turned pretty good on the pen. And what I'm seeing now that was invisible to me before is how much white is still in this piece. And that's okay, because since we're here, I'm just going to come in and do another layer of the little shadows from the this guy, the thing in front of her. Just having it in a different color will help it. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. I still want this yellow to be a little less yellow, a little cooler. So I'm just going to kind of hit it again with the pink. I'm going to hit all of it with pink because we have these white areas. So I'm just going to kind of hit all of it with pink. That'll lessen the yellow a little bit. I'm actually avoiding the shadow areas because I'm very happy with the shadows. And so even though some of it I'll have to color over because it's where white is, the rest of it I kind of want to leave the shadow as much as possible. I think I'm happy with that. Let's put the mom's eyes on and see if we have to make any changes. So mom's eyes and mouth. Yep, let's see. Okay, yeah. Her eyes. Oh, that's actually really nice. We can try this. Okay. So this is the layer we had before, which is just this layer. Just layered on top now. It's a very light pink, but layered on top it really adds depth to the whole thing. So I've left it, I think it looks nice. And now we'll just come in and we'll just have to paint the white on and just redo this area. You know what, we can do the painting beneath the eyes, and then all the line work we've done will stay. Gosh, it just painted on top of the eyes again. Like, I must have something on the tablet or something in my mouse. Something, because I keep pressing buttons and clicking things that I'm not supposed to have pressed or clicked. Whoa, this one has no outline. Alright. I think those are pretty even. Evenly shaped, evenly sized. They sort of look right. So, yeah, I'm gonna move this eye over just a tiny bit to fit with the new white I had just drawn. Oops. Erase this part and grab the black pencil and just get this outline done pretty quickly because I want to have it done. I don't want to work on the mom anymore. So, but I am really happy we did the mom. It wasn't working out, so we walked away. And we went and we did... Oh, we can also do purple for the eyes. I'm going to do a little of this purple for the outline for the eyes. I think if you can make something not be black but still serve the same purpose as your black color, and like people are not going to notice, you can do that to add a lot of depth to the work, make it a lot interesting. And then you can use like the switch between black and another color to give your audience or your viewer more information about a piece. All right. We're a little slow today, but happy Friday, everybody. I'm about to get out of here. I did a lot of good work. This picture book is really coming along, and I'm really happy for everybody's input and everybody's help. But I think it's time to go. Mom says bye. Pa says bye. You didn't even see him. He's hiding out. Oh, crud. I didn't do Pa's eyes. Okay, we're gonna do Pa's eyes and then I'm out of here. I'm just gonna do the color. Where's Pa? Okay, here he is. Whoa. His eyes are purple. I did not mean for that, but... Whoa, I'm coloring the whites. So we can change it from purple to brown. There we go, a nice, rich brown. Alright, say bye, Pa. I don't know why Blub Blub calls his dad Pa. I've never heard anyone call their dad Pa, except for in an old movie from the 50s. Not important. He's saying, shh, don't talk about it. Alright. I'm really happy this is coming along. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow, probably.
Friendly bearded illustrator.
Vacuum?